Vice President, thank you. Madam High Representative, in the turmoil that Egypt has gone through in the past 2.5 years, and especially during diplomatic efforts last summer, the EU has taken a lead role and has managed to stay in touch with most key stakeholders. And this is a position that we ought to seek as we urge the interim government to hold an independent inquiry into the excessive use of force that killed Muslim Brotherhood demonstrators, but also to urge the Muslim Brotherhood leaders in turn not to glorify violence and death by calling for martyrdom, for example. Political prisoners must be released and there should be no military trials for civilians. I'm very concerned about reports that the April 6th movement's offices have been raided, that activists continue to be harassed by different governments, and that journalists cannot do their work safely. This polarization must be overcome for the sake of Egypt. There must be transition in an inclusive way to parliamentary elections and a constitutional process. The rule of law and laws in general must protect the rights and freedoms of all Egyptians, whether it's civil society, women, press, minorities or others. And no emergency laws will guarantee the rights and freedoms of the Egyptian people. Checks and balances cannot come from the streets and must be embedded in laws. I think it is essential and in our European interest to help Egypt recover, socially, politically, economically, and for that stability is essential. A young generation of Egyptians is desperately in need of perspectives, the way to shape their own lives. I believe that a strong partnership with a new Egypt is still possible, but it must be values-based, and the EU must continue to clearly state that it is us that have the Egyptian people at heart, as a change from our own policies, but also as a focus regardless of which governments may come and go. We must also ensure that there are sufficient safeguards and there is accountability for the funds that we do transfer to Egypt when the time is right. You have the support of this Parliament and I hope we can move forward constructively, and I would appreciate it if you could say a few words about the situation in Sinai, which is also of great concern. Thank you.